Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using their products from their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
Round 2 is here, and we are here at Homestead Miami Speedway for the Sim Racing Authority's Sim Graphix Truck Series, brought to you live by ESPN, the Esports Broadcasting Network. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, and you'll have to bear with me because I'm extremely exhausted after running a 24-hour endurance race. But I'm here, and we are ready to get things going. Qualifying is about to kick off, and I think it already has started here at Homestead. One man looking to repeat his success from last week will be Matt Bontempi. If you missed that broadcast, I suggest you go back and watch it now. It was an absolute barn burner. Matt Bontempi doing something rare when coming across the line. Crossing the line sideways. And you don't get to say that very often, so definitely an interesting thing to happen there. Can he repeat the win he got last week here at Homestead? Only time will tell. Before we get into anything else, let's just go through our sponsor here, iRacing iFlag. Remember to get yours on iRacingIFlag.com. Put in the promo code esports 2019 and get your iFlag for 15% off. So without further ado, let's go straight into it, shall we? We have qualifying underway right now here at Homestead. And I do not know what I'm doing. There we go. Put the qualifying standings up and let's get this thing underway, shall we? And nobody put a time down as yet. We're going to go straight to it, though. We're going to go straight to Brad Bothwell. Is out there in the number 30. Didn't have the best races last week, but definitely would love a better one this week, as he is just coming out of turn 4 now. As we've got our first time in, as Brad Bothwell actually goes to the top of the board, so with a 31.598, absolutely trounces Craig Schroeder's time, the man there in the 23. Kirk Smith putting in his time. And he might have had an incident there. No, just slowing it down, and he is done for this qualifying session, it seems, as we're looking at Freddie De La Rosa coming out of pit road. Jeremy Poole is right there too on track. And Jeremy Poole actually puts his time in good enough for P2 right now. It's a good qualifying time for him. Brian Arshell is out there as well. He's just gone up to 3rd place now, made that 4th place as Justice Calabro goes up to 3rd. Robert Barber right there as well. Unfortunately, I had to suffer the old Dairy Queen award last week. Got disqualified for having too many incidents. And let's go for the particulars. While they're qualifying on the track, let's go for the particulars of tonight's race. It is 100 and I know you're going to correct me in the chat, live chat, so just bear with me for a second while I find out how many laps this race is. Because I'm an idiot and I don't even know it. I don't know nothing. And yeah, we have times on the board right there. Your top 10 not completed yet. Only 9 people taking time so far. Go on board with Jake Nichols right now. He is right on the track there in the number 10 Seaton Speed Shop truck as he crosses the line. He doesn't cross the line, sorry. Now he's... Yeah, he did cross the line. As Eddie Kerner goes to the top of the board. So he's your man on pole right now. Robert Giannini is in 3rd. Robbie Odie in the other gold Chevrolet is in 4th. Dwayne Culberson right there as Jake Nichols goes to the top of the board. We were watching him just a minute ago as David Shuck goes up to 3rd place. So tonight's race, 130 laps. I was right. I knew I was right. As we're going to have 130 laps here at Homestead as qualifying coming to an end there very abruptly. A few people not taking time here tonight, but that is okay. We saw that last week, and a lot of people from the back managed to make their way to the front very quickly. But with that, let's go to the grid for tonight's race. And starting up on the pole will be Jake Nichols. He'll be joined on that front row by Eddie Kerner. Row 2 will be David Shutt and Boyd Hogan. Row 3 will be Tyler Sifford and Freddie De La Rosa. Row 4 will be Robert Giannini and Robbie Odie. And row 5 will be Matt Bontempi, winner from last week. He'll be joined by Dwayne Culberson. Row 6 will be Brad Bothwell and Bryce Senesac. Row 7 will be Justice Calabro and Jeremy Poole. Row 8 will be Brian Oshel and Craig Schroeder. row 9 will be James Darwin and Kirk Smith, and row 10 will be Nate Trito and Dalton Baldwin. Row 11 will be Bobby Cheney and Chuck Sweeting. Row 12 will be Nick Northrop and Jared Darling. Nick Northrop, remember having that great result last week. 25th and 26th will be Ethan Kurtz and Robert Vormwald, and Walter Bentley and Robert Barber make up 27th and 28th. And 29th and shotgun on the field will be Brian Brogan. That is your field for the 130 lap race here at Homestead. You see them all lined up on pit road right now. That's that man right there, Mr. Jake Nichols, out on the pole right now. They all start rolling out of pit road now. And the pit road around here, very difficult for a lot of drivers. It can catch a lot of people out here. You have to go through the access road to get into pit road. Anybody in front of the drivers, you've got to be in your positions under caution whilst you're going into pit road. Otherwise, people will get penalties here. And it seems like we are having a few problems with trading paint here. So I do apologise. So we will have a competition caution coming out on lap 50, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. As they make their way through turns 3 and 4. Let's see who's going to take the win here. This one is going to be controlled though by Jake Nichols as they come out of 4. Pace car is off and the green flag is out. 130 laps are underway here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and Jake Nichols controlling proceedings on the start here, and David shot up to second place straight away. Ty Sifford is right there in third. He's got Eddie Kerner, who's had a pretty difficult start there. He's dropped back to P4. We've got one in the wall already. That is Bryce Hogan. Boyd Hogan, sorry. And caution is out already. We didn't even make it past 2 corners. Boyd Hogan into the wall, but I don't think that was the cause of the caution. You see it right there. There is one truck that won't load in. I don't know why. I'm just going to focus in and see. So the number 2 is Ethan Kurtz. He was involved in a lot of incidents that ended his night early last week. For some reason, Trading Paints won't loan that one paint scheme. I can't see who that is. And that would be Robert Vormwald, who seems to have put it on the hauler already here tonight. So, not even out of turn 2, and we've got our first caution already. Oh, well, into turn 3, sorry. And that could be the catalyst for a very frustrating evening for a few drivers here tonight. That remains to be seen though. We're already on lap 3, but 2 of those laps have been under caution already here tonight. As they make their way towards turn 3. Lights are off on the pace car. And we're ready to get them going again. Only on lap 4 of 130, but we're going to get them restarted on lap 5 of 130 here. And who's going to get the better restart this time round? Remains to be seen as the pace car will make that hard left turn back onto pit road now. Very unorthodox angle that the pace car goes into pit road there. He goes now. Field in control of Jake Nichols, and we're back on the green again. Someone stepping out on the outside, trying to get a big run on the outside going towards turn 1, but the moment we're focusing on the leaders as here comes Ty Sifford to the inside of David Shutt now. We've got one lagging back again. And one down towards the apron. Not sure who that was, but Nichols going to have control of the field as they come out of turn 4. And Sifford up to second, shut down to third. Eddie Kerner, who started this race in second place, let's not forget, he's still there in P4. Last week's winner, Matt Bontempi, is in 5th, but being hounded by Freddie De La Rosa and Robbie Odie, as Brad Bothwell right there as well. Dwayne Culberson in 9th, and Nate Trito is in P10. So, lap number 7 now. I believe, yep, lap number 7. I was right. Nichols, Sifford, Shutt and Kerner all together. They're starting to gap 5th place here. Matt Bontempi got his own problems to deal with as there goes Freddie De La Rosa to the outside. Can Bontempi hold on? They're side by side as they come out of turn 4. And it looks like De La Rosa gonna get the better run with the push from Odie. Did get the nose out in front, and De La Rosa gonna jump down just like that and take the position away from Bontempi. And we will have 2 stages here tonight. This is the first stage that will end on lap 50. And then it's a straight run to the finish. Only 1 stage caution. So it's going to be a mad scramble to see who can get that bonus points haul. We're going back and look at Bryce Senesac, who's just ahead of Chuck Sweeting right now. They got 1 down to the apron, and that's Bontempi. Is he going to save it? No, he's going to come back up the track. Yeah. Caution's going to fly. Came back up the track. Big accident ensued there. It looks like Robert Barber was involved in that. Nick Northrop, no. Jared Darling, no. Matt Bontempi already a lap down. And and back in pit road. So not the race he wanted so far, as he's already in pit road taking repairs. As they're all going to bring it pit side now. Who is going to win the race off pit road here? As we're going to have our first big pit stop here at Homestead. A few people leaving their pit stalls already. David Shuck getting the better run out of pit road. It looks like he might have won the race off pit road there, and he has. Kerner up to third, De La Rosa in fourth. Ty Sifford down to seventh from second. So the man in the 98 got some work to do now to get back around these guys. That's Brad Bothwell. Got quite a crowd there on pit road, as it looks like Brian Brogan, who stayed out actually, is bringing it down pit road, and he is. There it is, just into his box now. Boyd Hogan in pit road as well. So as the lights go off for the pace car, caution number 2 is about to come to an end here. Can we get a clean restart this time round? Only time will tell. Not as many people running Toyota Tundras here tonight, this season, as you would think. As at the moment in the top 10, Jake Nichols is in a sea of Chevrolets. As we're now waiting for that pace car to make the hard left turn into pit road. There goes the pace car. David Shutt now in control of the field as he gets us going once again here at Homestead on lap 13 of 130. And a good restart by Shutt there. Jake Nichols going to slot into second, as there is Freddie De La Rosa in third, and Eddie Kerner sits in fourth. Brad Bothwell in fifth, Ty Sifford in sixth now, so he's already made it one spot. He's gonna be, he's not gonna have it all his own way, as there's Nate Trito to his outside. Trito. And still side by side as they go through 1 and 2. Got one coming out of pit road, I believe that might be Kirk Smith. No, there is Kirk Smith. I think Walter Bentley. Yeah, it is Walter Bentley. Back at the front, there is your battle for the lead. There is David Shutt, and side by side, almost side by side action between De La Rosa and Kerner. Here comes Trito to the inside of Bothwell to move himself into the top 5 now. And another lap completed. David Shutt is your leader. Trito's backed off a bit from Kerner. A bit further back, there is Bryce Senesack. And he's racing it out with Brad Bothwell now. Jared Darling there side by side with Robert Giannini. Darling is going to take the position away from Bothwell there. David Schutt still not able to get away from the leader, from the chasing pack, sorry. As there is Nichols, De La Rosa, Kerner and Trito. Bit of a scrape on the wall by Robbie Odie. I hope that doesn't turn into anything serious. So, clean racing now as we are coming down the backstretch once again on lap 18 of 130. Nick Northrup, who had a great finish at Daytona last week, currently sitting back there in P8 just ahead of Chuck Sweeting. And Bryce Senesac about half a second behind Sweeting. Worth noting that Brad Bothwell has fallen all the way back to P14. Not enjoying this little stint now as they come out of turn 4. And they're coming up on Bobby Cheney, who's already a lap down. Looks like he's going to be getting set to go 2 laps down now. And we are going to go for an onboard here for a couple of seconds, as we are going to go on board with Jake Nichols. Currently sits in second and wants to get around David Schutt again for the lead, but let's ride on board with Jake Nichols as he circumnavigates the track for a couple of times on this camera. As there's the pass for the lead now. Jack Nichols going to move up to the lead at this point in the race, as looks like David Schutt's going to try and fight back on that outside, but it might be a little bit too in vain here, as Nichols going to still hanging down there on the bottom line, side by side for the lead here, and Nichols might have to back off and give it up, but here comes De La Rosa trying to make it 3 wide there as they go through 3 and 4. 1 and 2, sorry. Nichols and Schutt still side by side. De La Rosa right there. They're pulling away from the chasing pack as well, even though they are side by side. And Schutt gonna fall back to 3rd place here as he gets freight train there by Nichols and De La Rosa, and there goes Trito up into 3rd place as well. And De La Rosa going to try and cross over Nichols not going to make it work though. A bit further back, we've got side-by-side action between Bryce Senesac and Bobby Cheney. Cheney is 2 laps down now. And we've already had some retirements here. Matt Bontempi, last week's winner, being one of them. So we are going to have our first different winner of the season. And we go, but that's Trito down to the apron. And he gets it going again, a bit sideways, but he's up and running again. Take another look there and see what happened. Just lost the back end of his 99 slip angle truck and into the wall pretty aggressively as well. He is back up and running again behind the 18 of Boyce Hogan. Back down in P16 now though, he's got some catching up to do now. Robbie Odie once again side by side with his teammate, as we saw a lot last week. And we got smoke down on the bottom of the track, not sure who that's from, but we're still watching Robbie Odie here. Occupying that 4th place as David Shook gets a bit out of shape there through 3 and 4. I wonder if his tires are gone as Bobby Cheney spins it down at the back of his shot there, and that's going to bring out caution number 3 here. Bobby Cheney having that spin there. Let's go back and see exactly what happened. Got a big bobble going through turn 4. That was enough to upset the truck and make it spin around like it did. So unfortunate there for Bobby Cheney. Had a good race last week at Daytona, finishing in the top 5. Just doesn't seem to be working right for him so far here tonight. Meanwhile, Jake Nichols holding on to the lead for the caution to come out as they pick up the pace car now. And while they're picking up the pace car and possibly going to pit road, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back while we're here. But before that, let's hear a few words from our sponsor, our channel sponsor, iRacing iFlag.
Green flag, everybody.
Gonna be a wreck behind you, gonna be a wreck behind you.
So I don't know what to do.
Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence.
Are they flagging it? Flag, white flag. Clear, click. Man, this is it, check the flag.
Lights are off on the pace car as we are back here at Homestead. And we are ready to get things going once again here after three cautions now. I remember we're going to lap 50 before the first stage ends. So who wants to take this first stage? We do not know, but Jake Nichols going to be the man in control, opting to take the outside line here at Homestead for now. The outside line actually looks like it might be starting to come into play here. So might have been a good idea for Nichols to opt for the outside line as they come towards the exit of turn 4. There goes the pace car. Nichols in control, and Nichols gets us going again on lap 34 of 130. We are less than 100 laps to go already. David Schutt now having a big battle there with Eddie Kerner. And Schutt going to get the run into turn 3. Is he going to get the clear though? That is the question, because Kerner going to fight him and keep it wound up on the high side. And Schutt will get the clear, but here comes Robbie Odie as well. And Odie going to get his way past his teammate Eddie Kerner. Ty Sifford is back up to P5 though. He is bringing Chuck Sweeting with him as well. Chuck Sweeting, I don't think we saw him last week, so good to see him out there this week. Just behind him is Dwayne Culberson. We saw a lot of him last week, being very much off sequence with his pit stops, but ultimately ended up retiring the truck in the end. There's Robert Giannini. Freddie De La Rosa dropped back to P11 after the pit stop, so big troubles there for the man in the 3. That's Jared Darling right behind them in the 3. Nate Trito, after his spin into the wall, he's back out there in P13 ahead of Boyce Hogan. As we've got trouble here down the start-finish straight. Looked like it involved one of the yellow trucks. It did, as that is Eddie Kerner in a bit of trouble there. Let's take another look and see what happened here. Kerner into the wall, and that's caused everybody to scramble around. Kerner able to keep it off the wall then and right the truck enough to get himself going again. He's back up and running, but might be losing the lead pack here. And there goes Nichols in the lead. Already half a second to the good over David Schutt, who's still under pressure now from Robbie Odie. Ty Sifford is right there, as well as Chuck Sweeting, as we've already mentioned. He is the last driver in that little pack, and then we go back about half a second to a second. Northrop there is sitting in P6. Rob Giannini there, Dwayne Culberson, Freddie De La Rosa, Bryce Senesac, Jared Darling now back in 11th. Nate Trito is in 12th now. And we have had more retirements here tonight. Since that last caution, Robert Barber and Kirk Smith, who were both involved in incidents there, have put it behind the wall. Back of the front, David Schutt starting to reel in. Jake Nichols here. Robbie Odie couldn't follow in David Schutt there. And they're definitely reeling in the man in the 20. As we're 10 laps to go before the end of the stage now. Who will claim the victory here tonight? who will claim the stage win and get those vital points there towards the championship run-in before the chase later on in the season. There is Nick Northrop right behind Freddie De La Rosa. And you have to bear with me, guys. I've just finished a 24-hour race and I'm a bit exhausted, so if I go a bit quiet, then that's probably why. I'm absolutely shattered. But Nick Northrop's still there, Robert Giannini, Brian Senesac in 9th, and Jared Darling is your top 10. Let's put the top 10 up there for you right now, just so you can see who is right there and who isn't. Ethan Kurtz back there in the 2. Back on the lead lap and battling with Jeremy Poole right now. Poole had a decent qualifying run, but has since fallen backwards. You see Ethan Kurtz has got a fair bit of damage on the front of that number 2 truck. There's Brian Brogan there, who started shotgun on the field. There's Craig Schroeder in the number 23. It looks like everybody's starting to get spread out now. Not for Schutt and Nichols. They're 1 and 2 right now. Robbie Odie in 3rd. And not really any battles to speak of right now, apart from the battle between Ethan Kurtz and Jeremy Poole. But that's not even a battle anymore. Poole has got around Ethan Kurtz. And Jeremy Poole is up into P17. And we should, in theory, almost be 5 laps to go before the end of the stage. Go back to this lead pack, but well, second pack battle is being led by Freddie De La Rosa. They're all 1.2 seconds back from Robbie Odie and David Schutt. It doesn't look like that now, as Odie's going to run wide. Tyler Sifford falling back as well. He's back there in P5. Just a still side by side. Chuck Sweeting is going to win that little battle there, but Tyler Sifford and Nick Northrop are right there, and they're looking for that outside line. They're going to see if it is properly rubbed in so they can get the big runs coming out of the corner, and that is exactly what Sifford wanted. Big run on the outside. They're still side by side. Going to back out a little bit. I just saw those Nate Trito is right in front of them. As we're on the caution number 4 here, that will be the stage, I believe. That will be the stage. Caution coming out on lap 58 of 130. Lap 48, sorry. I believe that is your competition caution for the night. Only one stage break, not like in the real life stock cars. It is just one instead of the 2 that they normally get, or 3 if you go to Charlotte. As they're all going to bring a pit side, I'm just going to step away for a quick maintenance break. I'll be right back. And we are back. Pace car about to peel off into pit road right now. As we are 1 to green here, and after the first stage now, we are about to start stage 2, and we're back on the green here. Pace car is in as David Shook going to jump to the bottom line straight away on the restart. Going to defend from Freddie De La Rosa and Robbie Odie as they make their way in towards turn 1 and 2. Nichols still in control here. Oh, bit of close racing action there between David Shutt and Freddie De La Rosa. De La Rosa wanted to get around him, Shutt defending heavily. As they come out of turn 4. Wait, Culberson back there in P9, and we've got one around back there. Caution number 5 is going to fly, and that is going to be Eddie Kerner. Let's take another look and see what happened to Kerner here. Oh, bit of contact between Kerner and I believe that might have been Craig Schroeder in the 23. If I can find out if it was, it might have been. It was Schroeder. So Eddie Kerner having a difficult race so far. Been put into a spin there by having a bit of contact with Craig Schroeder. So we're under caution. Jake Nichols is your leader here. We have a couple of takers down pit road. Brian Brogan going to be coming down pit road, followed by Bobby Cheney. Eddie Kerner obviously going to bring it down pit road as well to repair a bit of damage on that truck. Brian Brogan is right there. Ethan Kurtz staying out to get his lucky dog, and he does. So Jake Nichols, your leader, after another caution coming out. If you're just joining us, there was a contact between the 23 of Craig Schroeder and Eddie Kerner. There is Schroeder, Jeremy Poole, as we've got more takers down pit road right now. Jared Darling going to bring it down. Then for Jeremy Poole, Ethan Kurtz, after taking his lucky dog, he is back down pit road himself. So there's Ethan Kurtz. Walter Bentley in pit road as well. He is 3 laps down though. Eddie Kerner going to come back into pit road again. As we're waiting for the lights to go off on the pace car this time by. So, because that was a quick caution, we didn't see many people taking a pit down pit side right there, especially the leaders. We should be expecting the pace car lights to go off this time by. And they do go off, so they're going to line up 2 by 2 once again. And can anybody get past Jake Nichols? David Shutt managed to do it a couple of once before. But he knows how to get around Nichols. We wait to get this thing underway once again. As they make their way through the corners. And thank you to John Jenkins in the live chat on Facebook. Good to see you, sir. And we're back on the green once again. Jeremy Poole getting off to a great start there, but they're going to try and be 3 wide there. Behind him, De La Rosa going to go for the middle. No, obstacles stay on the inside line. That's going to leave Robbie Odie hanging out to dry there. The 26 of Chuck Sweeting right there as well. And he's going to bring Tyler Sifford with him. Northrop starting to make his way for the field, as well as we got one in the wall. And that would be the 81 of Dwayne Culberson. Starting to complete another lap now. And we are on lap 60 of 130 here at Homestead. Already got some separation there. As Craig Schroeder going to lead Jared Darling down the backstretch. As we've got some 2 packs now. 2 separate packs. It's actually Darling, and we've got a caution again. And it's Jeremy Poole in trouble this time. They're going to look and see what happened here. Contact between Poole and I believe that was Justice Calabro, and it was. Go back and see it from Calabro's point of view. And the weird thing is that they collide coming out of turn 2. And there is the contact, and there's the both of them into the wall there. Calabro, can he save it on the inside? Yes, he does. Good save there, but Jerry Poole, no such luck for himself. He's having to go around and get it out the wall. And we're back on the caution once again. Jake Nichols staying out once again. Freddie De La Rosa bringing down pit road this time. And while they're under another caution here, I'm just going to step away for just a second. We'll be right back.
Boy, these iRacing iFlag cars are fast tonight.
You know, Todd, I guarantee you, Brown, Leonardi, Weaver, Capert, and Pena are all using the products of their sponsor tonight to give them the upper hand over the competition.
Well, how can I get fast like those guys?
Well, that's easy, Todd. You gotta head over to iRacingIFlag.com.
Lights are off on the pace car once again. Let's see if we can get this thing going once again, shall we? Jake Nichols occupying the bottom lane this time. And this is a good strategy from Jake Nichols. He tried the high line earlier on, and now he's going to try the bottom line. See which one works better. But then again, he's been on the pole, so he's been on either side of the track. Almost every single restart tonight. David Schutt took a restart earlier. As they go through 3 and 4, let's see if Nichols can get off to a good restart again this time. And this is the end of caution number 6 here. There goes the pace car, and away we go once again. Green flag is back in the air. And already Robbie Odie looking to the inside of Schutt there as they come through 1 and 2. They're 3 wide. As here comes Nick Northrup now. And I said he's been slowly and steadily making his way to the front, and he's proving that now. As they're 3 wide going into turns 3 and 4. Almost contact between Northrup and Schutt as they come out of 4. That's helping. Nichols getting away, and look, they're still 3 wide as they come down towards turn 1. David Schutt having to back out of it. And discretion being the better part of the valor for the man in the 42. As they come down the backstretch again, it was almost contact between Odie and Schutt this time. Robbie Odie going to look to the inside of Northrup now as they come through 3 and 4. Once again, we are past halfway in this race. We are literally halfway as they come down towards the line once again. And these guys still close together for that second spot. Northrup now shuffled to the outside. That's letting Robbie Odie to his inside. And David Schutt looks like he's pushing him there as Schutt actually scrapes the wall going into 3. No such dramas for everybody else, though they are still running pretty strong. As Eddie Kerner also making his way up towards the front of the field once again. Working to the inside of Brad Bothwell. Not going to make it work this time as he's got Jared Darling and Dwayne Culberson right behind him. Brendan De La Rosa after taking this pit stop. He's running by himself actually now, so unfortunate for him. He was in the mix earlier. He was looking forward through the field there. And we're still seeing the second, third and fourth trucks battling out for that second spot. And that's letting Chuck Sweeting and Ty Sifford into this battle. Now as we've got contact, David Schutt and Robbie Odie. Big contact between the two. And we've got more trucks involved as well. That is Giannini there in the grass. Let's take another look there. And that was Robbie Odie getting all out of shape coming out of 2. That let David Schutt get out of shape. And unfortunately, Giannini getting involved in that. There was another one in the grass there. Not sure who that was. It might have been Craig Schroeder. Take another look. No, it wasn't him. I didn't see who that was, but anyway. Down towards pit road, everybody comes down. We're under caution number 7 here. And we're only just past halfway. And Homestead always gives us that big caution feel here. No matter what car you're in, I've seen Indy cars, stock cars, you name it. And unfortunately the circumstances remain the same every time. And who's going to win the race off pit road here? It looks like it's going to be Jake Nichols. Followed by, looks like it's going to be Chuck Sweeting off second. Sweeting, a good pit stop by him. Nick Northrup in third. Nate Trito is in fourth. And Ty Sifford is in fifth. And Sifford bringing the fans out with him again. I saw Keema Conlon in the chat just a minute ago cheering him on. So good to see it there. Where is Sifford? There he is. The big support for Tyler Sifford. Chris Lewis says, go TI Racing. I'm sure we'll find out who they are as the season progresses, but for now I'm not up to scratch on who the teams are, but I know Trito, who's right there, is a member of Slip Angle Motorsports, and those of you that are either lived under a rock or just don't know anything in the world of iRacing, Slip Angle Motorsports are very, very well synonymous in the e-NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series. And good to see them wanting to make a name for themselves down in the leagues of the world, of the iRacing world. I apologise. So good to see him there, as he's just sitting in P4 right now. Nick Northrup is there in P3, sorry. So David Schutt, after his big hit there, is back there in P19. And that was in it with him was Odie. Odie's back in P14 himself now, so unfortunate for him. I believe David Schutt. No, he's right there, just bringing it around the track now. And lights are off on the pace car once again. Out of turn 4 they come once again, well into turn 3 and 4, sorry. Pace car going to make the left turn onto pit road, there he goes. And engines are revving again, we're back under green conditions here on lap 74. And again Jake Nichols, a great restart there. Nate Trito going to follow him into second, but we're going to have more 3 wide action, or are we? And it looks like Sweeting's backed off a bit, but Nick Northrup, after missing out on a win last week, would love to get one this week. But he's got to get around a high-flying Jake Nichols to achieve such a win. Down the backstretch they come once again, and Nichols still your leader here. Further back we've got 2x2 action between Detrito, Sifford, I believe that's the 09 of Senesac, and Eddie Kerner not too far behind either. He's right back there in P7 now, and Freddie De La Rosa, remember he made that pit stop to put into the back of the field. He's already back up to P8 now, so strong runner here tonight. Watch for him later in this race. Down towards the line they come again. There is De La Rosa. In front of him actually is Eddie Kerner. There is a big pack there. If De La Rosa can get a decent run, he might be able to get around all of them. Not straight away, because that would be incredible. He'll be with this pack any moment now, and he's more or less with Kerner right now. And this pack is still right together as Northrop has actually broken away and started to reel in Nichols now. Oh, Sifford right there managing to break his way away. Nate Trito still in the thick of it. Trito into the wall. And we've got one around on the grass down there. That is Bryce Senesac. Keeps it down there. Again, discretion being the better part of valor for these guys. As I know if they're down off track, they need to stay down there, otherwise it's going to bring a caution. Don't bring it above that white line. And they didn't. Just hold it there as, oh my god, that is Robbie Odie. Wow. Take a look at that. And he lost the back end. Senesac had stopped. And Justice Calabro having a bit of a spin by himself for that very, just as that happened. But we're not under caution though. Caution did not come out, but Nichols will be hoping for a caution though, as there is Northrop right on his rear tailgate. And they're coming up on lap traffic in the shape of Justice Calabro. Into turns 3 and 4 as Calabro's in the wall again. So Jake Nichols still your leader. Northrop in second. They have got a bit of a gap over Tyler Sifford is in third. Chuck Sweeting in fourth, and he's got a bit of a gap back to Eddie Kerner, who's back up after his incident earlier. Jared Darling right there. There is Freddie De La Rosa, who caught the second pack, just as I said. As we're still focusing on Wayne Culberson right here. And a bit of sandwich. There is Robert Giannini right behind him. Was involved in that last caution between David Schutt and Robbie Odie. It wasn't Robbie Odie, was it? I can't remember. I believe it was. Odie's already behind the wall. Ethan Kurtz and Jeremy Poole, currently the last drivers on the lead lap. There is Ethan Kurtz right now. Jeremy Poole about a corner behind him. Well, Nichols still your leader here. There is Sifford though. Tweeting in fourth. Kerner is in fifth. Sixth is Jared Darling. And he's right on the tail of Kerner as it happens. Freddie De La Rosa right there as well. He's just hanging back and watching all the action unfold in front of him. As here comes Chuck Sweeting. Around he goes. Jared Darling is going to try the same thing. Everybody just having a bit of a battle to themselves here. As you see, Kerner still able to hold on ahead of Jared Darling. Freddie De La Rosa still right there. As is Dwayne Culberson. There is Giannini as well. Brad Bothwell a bit further back there in P10. He rounds out your top 10 here tonight. But Jake Nichols now being reeled in by Northrop again. But Nichols still holding on at the front. Northrop not even under pressure from Sweeting's right behind him. Not under pressure at all. And look at this battle right here. This is between Tyler Sifford and Chuck Sweeting. Sweeting has been a bit up and down so far in the race. This is the longest he's actually been inside the top 10. Cracked it in his and Sweeting's teammate is, in fact, where's he gone? I can't find him. I don't know, but Robbie Odie out of this race. Boris Senesac still in pit road. There is Walton Bentley. That's a driver we've not really mentioned here tonight. Currently sitting in the P16 spot. Now he does have Justice Calabro right behind him, but the car that is right behind him is actually right behind him is Justice Calabro, but a bit of a while back. 9 laps down now is Calabro, so big problems there for the man in the 28. There's your battle for the lead there between Jake Nichols and Nick Northrop. They're a clean 1.8 seconds ahead now of Tyler Sifford, who's doing a great job himself of holding off Chuck Sweeting, and Sweeting not going to have any of it. The side by side coming out of turn 2 now, and Northrop up to 4th place. And he's up there, so Tyler Sifford falling back. Chuck Sweeting up to 3rd place now. And caution number 8 flies again. Take a look and see what happened to Paul. Lost the back end, and tries to lock it down enough so he didn't hit the wall, but it was too late by then. Jeremy Poole bringing out caution number 8 here tonight. And with that, we're going to step away for another quick commercial break. We'll be right back as soon as we've heard a word from our sponsor. And we'll be right back.
Green flag. Everybody.
Gonna be a wreck behind you. Gonna be a wreck behind you.
So I don't know what to do.
Somebody put oil down. We're in the fence.
Are they flagging it? Flag. White flag. Clear. Click. Man, this is it. Check a flag.
Lights are off on the pace car as we're about to get them going once again here at Homestead. We've had 8 cautions here at the 1.5 mile oval here in Florida. In Miami of all places. As the pace car hoping to make that left turn into pit road, and he does. Jack Nichols in control. Nick Northrup in second. Tyler Sifford is in third. But for how long? Because on his outside is Chuck Sweeting again. Sweeting definitely having a strong run here tonight in that top 5. Freddie De La Rosa is back in the top 5 as well. He's looking to the outside of Sifford. Doesn't make it work though. Jeremy Poole is out of this race after that last incident. Almost contact between these guys. Jared Darling going to go to the bottom line there. Try and take the position away from Robert Giannini. That is for 8th place. And Giannini not letting him have it. Got a bit of draft there behind Culberson. And it looks like Darling is not going to get as much help as he thought, you know. As Nichols has been caught by Northrup. Northrup going to move to the inside of the 54. Side by side as they come in towards turn 3. This is for the lead now. And Nichols keeping it one up on the high side. Down towards the line they come. Who's going to get this lap led? It will be Jake Nichols once again. That's caution number 9 flies here. And looks like it's Craig Schroeder this time. And 3 wide situation gone wrong by the looks of things as Schroeder looks like he got into it with Calabro, went around and collected a couple with him. It's actually Schroeder that got into the side of Brian Brogan, and Ethan Curtis was caught up in it again, and Ethan Curtis is now out of this race as we have 30 laps to go here at Homestead. And it's getting down to it now. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty of this race. Last 30 laps. You haven't seen enough drama already. We're going to get some more as this race comes to a close here at Homestead. Now, I apologise to the people out on that are watching the stream right now. I am feeling a bit exhausted after the 24 hours of Spa, but I came here to do your broadcast, and I'm happy to do it, whether I'm half asleep or awake. But just have to bear with me. My commentary is not the best as it should be, but those of you that have run that race know that it's a killer. So just please bear with me for tonight's broadcast. I am absolutely shattered, as I'm sure a lot of others are after running that race over the past 24 hours. But anyway, Jake Nichols still your leader. We've got quite a few takers down on pit road, led by it was, I believe, Eddie Kerner. So Kerner bringing everyone down pit road. Freddie De La Rosa losing a lot of spots there. David Schutt is back up there in the top 10 after taking his fast repair. No, he hasn't taken his fast repair. He's got some front end damage there. So no fast repair taken for David Schutt. Probably waiting for the opportune moment. Almost, Chemo. Almost. Not quite. I don't think. I haven't seen the moon today, actually. I don't know if it's full or not. But it is crazy. And that's where the term lunatic came from. Luna, as in moon. Tick, as in, I don't know, tick. People go crazy on a full moon. That's how it is. That's the way things are. While we're under caution, I want to take this opportunity to promote the channel's sponsor. That would be iRacing iFlag. iRacing iFlag is a company that supplies the good old iFlag to all of those in iRacing, or any kind of sim racing to be exact. And they are selling their own iFlags in the shopping section of that website. That's iRacingIFlag.com. If you are going to buy an iFlag, make sure you put in the promo code esports2019 and you will have 15% off your very own iFlag. So why not take advantage of that deal and get yourself an iFlag today at iRacingIFlag.com. That's iRacingIFlag.com. Get yours today. So lights are off on the pace car. Jake Nichols still leading this thing. I don't know how, because Nick Northrup was all over him. Not Nick Northrup. What am I talking about? Yeah, it wasn't Nick Northrup was all over him. Northrup actually, after taking his pit stop, he's fallen back to P6 now. He's got Eddie Kerner and Dwayne Culberson to his inside. Robert Giannini up to the top 3, so definitely good for him, but he stayed out. As did Sifford and Culberson and Nichols. Pace car is off and Nichols is going to bring us back to the green here at Homestead on lap 105 of 130 here. As we've got a wreck already, that is Robert Giannini. A big wreck there for him. Let's take another look there. And it was Northrup getting into it with him. And I was just saying that Nick Northrup was having such a good run tonight. And for that to happen to him now, big damage on the front of that 54. And that's going to hamper him now. He's going to have to burn that fast repair to get himself back up there. And you can't help but think that these cautions are helping that man right there, Jake Nichols. And trust me, I've seen my fair share of lunatics, Chemo. There was enough of them on track over in the 24 hours at Spa. I saw my fair share of lunatics. One of my teammates actually got taken out by one, so we know exactly how it feels to be on the receiving end of that. And what a race it has to be said. I'm so proud of the team I was in. Team ESPN Rated R, that's the car I was driving. Team ESPN, that is our endurance racing team actually, that is tied to the Esports Broadcasting Network. So if ever you see us out in the endurance scene, then just give us a shout out. Let us know you're a fan. And just hope you enjoy racing with us, because we enjoy racing with you guys. We had 3 cars at Spa this past over the past day, and we had Team ESPN No Limit and also Team ESPN, phenomenal, the oldest team in that roster. They've been racing since 2017 in the endurance races. Rated R and No Limit making their endurance debuts yesterday, so good to see new established league teams coming to the fore and getting some experience on the endurance circuit. As the lights not going off on the pace car this time, by I thought they were, but never mind. Just my mind playing tricks on me again. As the field is getting whittled down, we only have, I believe, only 17 drivers left in this race out of the 29 or 28 that started, because Dalton Baldwin did not take the green. Robert Vormwald was involved in that first lap wreck, so he was out very quickly. Matt Bontempi, last week's winner at Daytona, he's already out of this event. You can see him scrolling across the top of your screen there on the ticker. He retired very quickly as well. Brian Oshel is out as well. James Dowen is out as well. Kirk Smith is out. Robert Barber is out. Boyd Hogan is out. Bryce Senesac is out of the race. Robert Odie is out. Jeremy Poole is out. And Ethan Kurtz is also out of this event, as the pace car lights will go off this time, by. There they go. And can Nichols hold on? These cautions really are working in his favour right now. And we will be going back to green with 21 laps remaining. So can Nichols hold on for those 21 laps? Or is someone going to come to the front and try and take it away from him? You know the man on his outside, Tyler Sifford, will want a win here tonight. And Chemo, a big fan. I know you are. I know you're hoping to win it. Will he win it? That's the big question here. That's the $64 million question. As the pace car makes its way into turn 3. I'm sorry about that, a few mic problems there, but we are back under green once again, and Nichols still holding on to that lead, but look at Culberson. Look at Dwayne Culberson back up to second place. Sorry, I'm having a few mic problems here. Up to second place, as Eddie Kerner is up to third place. Tyler Sifford dropping back to fourth after the restart. Freddie De La Rosa is rounded out your top 5 here at Homestead. Just from behind him is Chuck Sweeting. Jared Darling is right there, and David Shutt is right there too. And Nate Trito is there as well. And Brad Bothwell running out the top 10. Not really spoke much about him in this latter part of the race, but we are 20 laps to go here. About to be 19 laps to go as they come around turns 3 and 4. Jake Nichols starting to get away again. As Culberson holding on to second place. Can Kerner get around him? He's just going to ride with him, but it looks, well, the side of it, no, he's going to try the outside line. As De La Rosa going to be there as well. Chuck Sweeting, don't count him out one little bit, as Sweeting almost loses the back end. Coming down the track there. And Chuck Sweeting having to back off there. He's falling back into the clutches of Nate Trito. Jared Darling is right there as well. Ty Sifford, sorry, is right behind Chuck Sweeting. And De La Rosa really looks up for this as the side-by-side between Culberson and Kerner is De La Rosa going to try and make it 3 wide. No, Culberson has him covered. Or does he? Because here comes De La Rosa now. Going to force it to the inside of Culberson there and take away that 3rd place. Down the front stretch there, over the line. De La Rosa and Culberson still side by side. Out of turn 2 as De La Rosa finally takes the position away from Culberson. We've got another separation forming here between Jared Darling and Tyler Sifford. Sifford starting to fall backwards. Shocker of a restart there by the man in the 98. He's fallen from 2nd to 7th in the space of 5 laps or so. But didn't have a very happy restart there, and he's already fallen into the clutches of Trito. As that is Jared Darling scraping the wall there out of 2. Someone having a few connection problems there as Nichols starting to stretch his legs now. 7/10 of a second to the good over Eddie Kerner. And De La Rosa right there again. And they're 3 wide right behind him. That's Chuck Sweeting, Culberson and Darling taking it 3 wide there for a second. As there goes De La Rosa to the inside of Kerner and takes away that 2nd place. So De La Rosa on the move. Just behind them, Chuck Sweeting just holding on to that 4th spot there. But you know Culberson and Darling will want to take that position away from him. And here comes Jared Darling now, just as I say that. Going to move to the inside of Sweeting and take away 4th place. Great move by Jared Darling. Meanwhile, Chuck Sweeting is going to try and do the old switch back there as they come into turn 1. Side by side between Sweeting and Darling. And Darling going to hold on to that one. Culberson, after being right up there at the restart, he is back down in P6 now. Ahead of Tyler Sifford, who's putting him under a huge amount of pressure, actually. It has to be said. That's Nate Trito, David Shutt right there as well. Shutt has led a few laps here tonight, was involved in an incident there. Brought out one of the cautions here. Would love to get around Trito. Trito not going to make it very easy for him, as you shouldn't really, as a fight for position. And out of turn 4 they come. Complete another lap. We are 10 laps to go here at Homestead. Make that 11 laps to go, sorry. And Jake Nichols is your man out in front, but look at Freddie De La Rosa. Really starting to close that gap between himself and the number 20. So this race is not over by any means of the word. Across the line into turn 1. There they go. Eddie Kerner run out not far behind again. He's been right there all night. Had a bit of an incident earlier, but has found his way back up there again. Freddie De La Rosa having a few incidents as well. He did fall back mainly through the pit stops. We've got a bit of battle right there between Trito, Shutt, Bothwell right there as well, as there goes Ty Sifford around. Hopefully nobody hits him and they don't. Giannini and Cheney just avoiding him there. Everybody else makes it around. And let's go back and see what happened to Ty Sifford. In a huge battle with Nate Trito and David Schutt there. And it looks like the back end just stepped out on the 98, and it did. Nate Trito going around and bringing out caution number 11 here. Apologies, I'm drinking tea. Try and keep myself awake. But anyway, caution number 11 coming out. We are less than 10 laps to go here. We will be going back to green. Question is, what lap will we be going back to green? And we'll find out when we come back. We're just going to take one more commercial break before the end of this race. Just so you know what's going on in the world of iRacing, what's available on iRacing. But first of all, we're going to be hearing from our channel sponsor, iRacingIFlag.com.
Green flag. Everybody.
Going to be a wreck behind you. Going to be a wreck behind you.
So I don't know what to do.
Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence.
Are they flagging it? Flag. White flag. Clear. Click. Man, this is it. Check a flag.
And we are back here. The pace car about to peel off for one final time. Hopefully tonight they're going to get one shot at green white checker, but this won't be right now. They are 5 to go here for the restart. 4 laps to go, I apologise. We're back on the green and Freddy De La Rosa will be your leader. No, you won't. I was wrong. No, Jake Nichols is your leader. As Jared Darling up to second. What happened to Freddy De La Rosa? He fell backwards very quickly. Back down to P10. Jared Darling is in second. Jake Nichols is your leader. Chuck Sweeting up to third. Sweeting and Darling still taking it to the hilt with each other. These guys are battling out strong. They've been pretty much inseparable all race, but Jared Darling holds the lead right now. We are 3 to go. 2 to go at the line. Jake Nichols needs to be careful at this point. He's led 111 laps though, but these guys only need to lead 1, and Jared Darling is closing the gap now between himself and the 20. And can Nichols hold on as we're going through 3 and 4? And we're about to see the white flag come out this time by. Nichols about to stretch his legs. As well as the white flag is out this time by. Jake Nichols has been absolutely dominant in this race so far here tonight. We've got a bit of a battle back there. Right now, that is between Cifatrito and Bothwell, but the man of the moment right now is this man. This is Jake Nichols. Jared Darling gave it a go to try and close the gap, but it's all in vain as they come through 3 and 4. And out of turn 4, Jake Nichols is going to claim victory here at Homestead. And what a win it is. What domination here by the 20. He brings home the victory. In second place will be Jared Darling, and rounding out your top 3 will be Chuck Sweeting. And that will be your winner right there, Mr. Jake Nichols. And we will hear from him in a second. As we get ourselves composed here, as we're going to go from 3rd to 1st this time round and speak to the drivers. Firstly, we will go to the man who finished 3rd, if I can find him. And he's right up there. As we are going to drag him into the booth right now. Chuck Sweeting, Sam up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
3rd place on the night here at Homestead. Got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, very happy. I was battling around 5th or 6th the whole night, so things just kind of worked out and got up on the podium at the end there. It was a fun race.
Absolutely, and you definitely took it to the lead. Well, you were definitely battling it out throughout the whole race. I mean, you and Jared Darling pretty much inseparable the whole race. You were almost on the same real estate all night. Definitely a good battle between you two throughout the race.
Yeah, I had quite a few good battles. Him and Nick and a couple others, Tyler. We were all kind of there together, and I never had anything for Jake or David, but you know, it just kind of worked out at the end. Truck was real loose. It was a blast to drive. Had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, and it seemed like there was a lot of attrition again here tonight. A lot of unfortunate cautions, taking a lot of trucks out. Were you worried at any point that you might get caught up in any of them, or do you just have to keep a straight head and make sure you make it to the end?
At the start of the race, yeah, I was a little concerned, but it was fairly clean up there. I hated to see that many cautions. I always tend to be better on the long run, especially in a loose setup like that, but it still worked out.
Okay, well, Chuck, great to see you up in 3rd place. Looking ahead to next week, we are off to the Midwest and Michigan International Speedway. Just gives you thoughts going into that one next week.
I love racing in Michigan. Hopefully, it's a little bit cleaner race, a little fewer cautions, and maybe we can come out of there with another good finish.
Absolutely. Michigan, always a fun track to go to. Before I let you go, Chuck, is anybody you'd like to give a shout out to or say thanks to for your third place finish tonight?
Just to Bobby Cheney and all the league admins for all the hard work they do. It's not easy putting one of these things on, and I'm looking forward to what I'm sure will be a great replay of the broadcast tonight.
I hope so too. I've been absolutely shattered tonight after the 24 hours of Spa. But anyway, good speaking to you there, Chuck. Congratulations on the third place, and we'll see you next week at Michigan.
All right, thanks a lot.
As that was Chuck Sweeting coming home in third place. We are going to go to our second place driver, if I can find him. There he is. And that is going to be the number 1 of Jared Darling. If I can just get my graphics to work for a second, I will grab him right there. And he is right there in room 4. So I'm just going to drag him down to me and bring him into the room. Jared Darling, Sam, up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do.
Jared, second place on the night, but definitely a battle for you all night there tonight. You seem to be right in the thick of it for the most part.
Yeah, if you would have told me at the beginning of the race I was going to get second, I would have thought you were nuts. I was just kind of off tonight, and I just kind of wanted to take care of the truck. There was a lot of wrecks tonight, so I just kind of want to take care of the truck and make sure I was there at the end, and was able to do that and had position there at the end, which was, so all you can ask for is just to have a shot at the end of the race, and Jake was just obviously really fast all night, so I got to the inside of him going into there with 5 to go or whatever it was, but I just didn't have anything for him, and held on for second though, so it's pretty cool. So I'm happy with that.
I mean, you gave it a good go. The last 5 laps, you were starting to reel him in for a bit there, but then he just hit the loud pedal even more and just pulled away from you. But you definitely gave it a good go near the end there. Just talk us through your race there. You did mention there was a lot of wrecks tonight. There was a lot of cautions. Were you concerned that you might get caught up in any of them, or were you just completely focused on getting to the end there?
Yeah, there was definitely a couple of those wrecks where it was really, really close and almost got involved. But that's kind of why that first half of the race, I just kind of hung back. I wasn't up front really because I knew how the truck was driving. It was pretty squirrely out of nowhere. It would just get really squirrely and loose, and I knew there was going to be some wrecks tonight, I figured. So then once there was about 30, 40 to go, then I just started to kind of push just a little bit more and get towards the front. But it's second's definitely good. I don't really think without the wreck cars, I didn't have second place pace tonight, but I will definitely take it.
Absolutely. Going to give you a lot of confidence, especially as next week we head to the Midwest and Michigan International. What are your thoughts going into that one?
Yeah, Michigan's a really fun track. I like it. Really fast. Kind of a lot of momentum there. So, yeah, I usually run pretty decent at Michigan, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, it should be good fun around there. We always enjoy broadcasting from there. But anyway, congratulations on the second place. Definitely well earned there. You really put the work in to get up there. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for that second place, or anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, first off, thank you for broadcasting and giving people the opportunity to watch us race and us go back and watch it. I always do that. It's fun to watch. And just shout out to Bobby Cheney and all the admins here in SRA that keep this thing going, and everyone that showed up to race, and everybody that watches. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, Jared Darling, congratulations on your second place, and we'll see you next week at Michigan.
Alrighty, thank you.
So that was our second place finisher, Mr. Jared Darling. We're going to go to our winner now, though, Mr. Jake Nichols. I'm pretty sure he's finished his burnouts at this point of the broadcast now, as we are going to drag him down. There he is. As he is going to join me in the booth now. And the winner is with me right now. Jake Nichols, you got a copy, sir?
Yes, I do.
Jake, dominant win on the night. Led 112 laps. You've got to be absolutely delighted with your performance here tonight.
Heck yeah, man. Our Toyota Tundra there was a rocket ship. I thought we were going to lose it there late. A few guys like Freddie had better tires, and I was trying to hold on and do everything I could, and then that caution kind of saved me a little bit. But I'm glad I didn't take 2. I was really debating it, and 4 was definitely the way to go, just handling wise. It was already kind of loose, but also tight feeling on 4 tires. So loose, it was just ice pretty much. But yeah, our Sim Speed Shop Tundra was really good. I love this track. I've been really good here for the past couple seasons, and I've just made the most out of it. Kept track position all night, and glad for my teammate Dwayne Culberson there for finishing 5th as well. We both had pretty good nights.
Yeah, he had an exceptional night tonight. He's had pretty good runs the last 2 weeks now, and it's looking very confident. But for yourself, you had a good run at Daytona, but this one really puts the cherry on it. But speaking of Freddie De La Rosa, were you shocked to see him drop back as quickly as he did at the end there? Because he was really making his way to the front there.
Yeah, I think everybody that took 2 there just wasn't expecting it to get that sideways, and I certainly didn't expect it that quick, at least. And when I saw him get loose, I was trying to hook it low a little bit, but I had Jared there on the bottom. But it's definitely different. You know, Freddie's very talented, very fast, so seeing him do that's a little off or a little different, but it's understandable with taking 2 tires on that kind of a track, gripped up, and especially after a longer run on the left side as well. But yeah, it was pretty interesting there. Just trying to get that track position back, and Jared and I went door to door for about a lap or 2 there, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, and it's never. I speaking from personal experience, I know it's never easy to take 2 tires on this track, especially with how tough it is on the Mr. Feelgoods. But anyway, Jake. Looking ahead to next week, we are off to Michigan in the Midwest there. Any thoughts on what you're going to do there? Can you get a second win in a row?
I think so. I think we're going to be good all season, and I haven't drove this truck on many tracks really, so I don't know really what to expect. It could go both ways, depends on really what the weather's going to be. It could be a lot of throttle inputs in the corner. It might not be if it's hot, so it's going to be an interesting race, that's for sure, especially with the long straightaways. You'll see a lot of maneuvering and drafting.
Absolutely. Well, Jake, congratulations on the win here. Is there anybody you'd like to say thanks to for the win, or anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before I let you go?
Yeah, Toyota Racing Development, got them on the hood, and of course Sim Speed Shop for being a partner of mine for a while. Thanks to them for their longtime support. All my teammates in this race, and Dwayne Culberson on a good run, same with Nate and Tyler Sifford as well. Hate to see the trouble for a couple of my buddies there, but yeah, thanks to everyone at Sim Racing Authority, the Sim Graphix for sponsoring the series here in trucks, and thanks to you guys at ESPN for broadcasting. It's always fun to go back and watch the broadcast of these races, and it's also really cool when you see a good broadcaster doing a great job as well. So thanks to you guys and all the viewers out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure my broadcast was so good tonight. I'm still tired from the 24 hours of Spa, but anyway. But anyway, Jake, go and celebrate your win. I know you I know you want to go and celebrate it with your teammates, so I'll let you go. And congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week at Michigan.
All right, thanks. See you then.
As that was our race winner, Mr. Jake Nichols. Very happy with the win, and not surprising because to dominate like that at Homestead is very, very rare thing to do, and he definitely pulled it off here tonight as he brought home a very, very convincing win here tonight. But anyway, let's go to the results of the race for tonight as always, I'm looking for music to play, and it never plays the same way. But anyway, let's go to the results for tonight's race as we wrap things up here at Homestead. And bringing home the win in dominant fashion was Jake Nichols. He finished about 0.4 of a second ahead of Jared Darling, who was very happy and surprised to come home in second place, but he did it anyway. Chuck Sweeting rounds out your top 3. Eddie Kerner, a very up and down race for that man in the 55, but he managed to bring it back and get a 4th place here at Homestead. Dwayne Culberson rounds out your top 5 with Brad Bothwell in 6th. He said he'll take that, and I agree with him. Very good result for him. Nate Trito in 7th. Tyler Sifford in 8th. A lot of support for him tonight. I'm pretty sure he'll be looking for a better result next week at Michigan. 9th place going to Robert Giannini, and rounding out your top 10 was Freddie De La Rosa. In P11, after being 2 laps down at 1 point, is Bobby Cheney. P12 will be going to David Shutt, starting on the front row. Gotten into an incident earlier in the race. He was playing catch up ever since, and having to settle for 12th in the end. Brian Brogan, he started shotgun on the field and finished at 13th, so great run for him. Nick Northrup got involved into an incident that brought out the final caution of the night. He is in 14th. Craig Schroeder in 15th, the last driver on the lead lap. Walter Bentley in 16th. He was 2 laps down at 1 point, managed to get 1 back. He was only 1 lap down in the end. Justice Calabro finishes 7 laps down. He was still running. He is in P17. Ethan Kurtz in 18th. 19th going to Jeremy Poole. And rounding out your top 20 was Robbie Odie. In P21st was Bryce Senesek. 52 laps down. Boyd Hogan, 92 laps down in 22nd. Robert Barber in 23rd. 24th going to Kirk Smith. 25th going to James Dowen. 26th going to Brian Oshel. 27th going to winner from Daytona, Matt Bontempi, taken out very early in this race, and he's not going to be happy about that. I'm sure he'll be back next week at Michigan with all guns blazing. Robert Vormwald, another difficult race for him, in 28th place. And Dalton Baldwin not taking the green here tonight. He has to settle for shotgun on the field in P29. Well, that is going to do it for us here tonight at Homestead. This was another presentation by the Sim Racing Authority Sim Graphix Truck Series. Looking ahead to the week we have on Wednesday, the return of Top Fuel Racing as they enter their 9th season, as we go to Spa-Francorchamps and their race anniversary to open the round, open the season. Going to be a fantastic race. Make sure you tune in for that one as Adam brings you all the action. Then Friday we are back with the East Sports NASCAR East Series as they take to the track there with Adam Chapman also in charge of proceedings there. And then on Friday we have Paskies as well. Oh, let's not forget Paskies. We have them Monday as well, live from Canadian Tire. To make sure you don't miss that one in the trucks. Friday we are back at with Paskies again, and I'm sure we're looking forward to that one. And then Saturday we are back with NATSCOM. Apologies for missing the broadcast, we were all busy doing the Spa 24 hours of Spa, and just scheduling problems, unable to let us take part in the broadcast there. And then Sunday we are back here with the Sim Racing Authorities. They go to Michigan in the Sim Graphix Truck Series, and I'm sure that one is going to be an absolute barn burner like the last 2 races have been. But anyway, that is going to do it for us tonight here. Great racing here tonight. Congratulations going out to Jake Nichols, a dominant victory here in that number 20 Sim Speed Shop number 20, as I already said. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. This channel is sponsored by iRacingIFlag.com. Make sure you check out the products and make sure you put in the promo code eSports2019. All that's left for me to say is keep it clean, keep it green, and we will see you tomorrow night live from Canadian Tire with Paskies. Have a good night.